Alright. So, hello guys. So, welcome sa ating lecture for today. So, today we're going to discuss the Engineering Data Analysis Part 1. Okay? So, still, this is for the ECEE or the ECE Essentials. Okay, so let's start. Okay, our first topic would be random variables. Okay. So question number one. Which of the following best describes a random variable? A. A variable that takes on fixed values determined by an experiment. B. A variable whose possible values are determined by chance. C. A variable that can only take integer values. Or letter D. A variable that always has an equal probability of occurring. Okay. So when we say variable, no, so we know guys na pag sinabi nating variable, okay, so let's have a variable x. Okay? So, for the expression, kunyari, x plus 2, okay, what will be its value? If our x would be, okay, fix the value na 2. So, the answer would be simply 2 plus 2, that would be 4. Okay? So, itong klase ng variable na to, ito yung parang, fix, no? Yung variable natin. Okay? However, okay, not all variables are fixed, no? In nature. So some variables, ang value nila ay nakadetermine by chance. So for example, no? So yung x natin, okay, let's say, ang possible values niya ay 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, ito yung possible values ng x natin, no? So, 1, 2, and 3. So, yung 1, lalabas siya, okay, 1 half of the time. Yung 2, lalabas siya 1/4 of the time. And yung 3, lalabas siya 1/4 of the time. So, in total, no? So, yung probability should be equal sa 1. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, 1 half of the time, ang value ng x ay 1. 1/4 of the time, the value of x is 2. And 1/4 of the time, no, ang value ng x ay 3. Okay, so in that case, no, this is what we call as the random variable. Okay? So this is what we call as the random variable. So pag sinabing random variable, no, so ito ay variable kung saan ang value ay nakadetermine by chance, no? So hindi siya fixed. So the answer to this question is option B. Okay, so the answer to this problem is option B. Okay. Next, question number 2. Which of the following is an example of a random variable? So we learned no from the previous section that when we say random variable, no, so ito ay ano guys, variable whose value is hindi fixed but rather nakadetermined by chance. A, the boiling point of pure water at standard atmospheric pressure. B, the number of questions in an exam. C, the speed of the car traveling at a fixed speed. D, the number of heads in flipping a fair coin 5 times. So obviously, our answer is option D. Okay? Because all the other options, no, yung values ng variable na yon ay yung tinatawag nating deterministic. Meaning to say, naka-fix na yung value niya. Like the boiling point, the number of questions in an exam. Okay? So, although this is no debatable because sometimes the value of the number in an exam varies, but not to the extent na ano siya no na random. Okay? So, kunyari, standard yung exam mo, 100 items. 100 items talaga siya. No? So, if you take that same exam next year, 100 pa rin siya. Okay? For instance, the board exam. Okay? So, hindi kagaya ng pag nag-flip ka ng fair coin 5 times, no? So, paiba-iba, no? So, kunyari, sa first set, nag-flip tayo ng coin 5 times, ang lumabas ay 5 heads, maaaring sa susunod na mag-flip tayo ng coin 3 heads, 2 tails siya. Okay? Yes. Alright. Number 3. What is the difference between a discrete and continuous random variable? Because random variables can be ano no, either fixed no or I can either be discrete or continuous. So anong difference niya? Okay, letter A, discrete random variables can only take even values while continuous random variable take odd values. Letter B, discrete random variables have finite possible values while continuous random variables have infinitely possible values. So, yeah, this is our answer, guys. No, option B. Okay? So, option B is our answer. And, okay? Kasi ano no? When say discrete, no? So, finite yung ano niya, no? Yung value ng random variable natin. Yun yung example kanina. Okay? So, pag flip tayo ng coin, okay, so let's say 3 times, Okay, ano yung possible number values ng head? So, dun sa example na yun, ano yung value ng random variable natin? So, pwedeng 0 heads, pwedeng 1 head, pwedeng 2 heads, pwedeng 3 heads. Okay? Pa nag-flip tayo ng coin 3 times. So, wala nang iba. Okay? So, yan na lang yung possible, no? Okay? So, either 0, 1, 2, 3. So, this is discrete because we have finite possible values. So, for example, no, yung lifetime ng isang LED. Lifetime ng isang LED. So yung lifetime ng isang LED, that is a continuous random variable. So for example, no, yung lifetime ng isang LED, sabi natin it's between 700 hours to 1,000 hours, let's say. So 7,000, okay, 1,000. So if it's between 7,000 and 1,000, 700 and 1,000, so infinitely possible values yung nandun, no? Kasi pwedeng 700.1, 700.11, no? So range siya usually. Ang binibigay kapag continuous random variable. Okay? So depende sa use case, no? Kung kailan tayo magkakaroon ng discrete, kailan tayo magkakaroon ng continuous. Okay. So now let's talk about first the discrete random variable. Okay? Yun muna yung mga pag-aaralan natin. And of course, no, yung tinatawag nating PMF, no? So sir, anong ibig sabihin ng PMF? So PMF stands for probability mass function. Okay? So this is the probability, okay, mass, okay, function. So what does it mean when we say probability mass function? So ito yung probability distribution ng isang discrete random variable. Pag sinabi nating probability distribution is that if you still remember, when we say random variable, yung value niya is determined by chance. And that probability, okay, okay, is given by what we call as the probability distribution, no? So, halimbawa, parang dun sa example natin kanina dito, sabi ko sa inyo class is that yung 1, it will appear 1/2 of the time, yung 2, it will appear 1/4 of the time, and yung 3, it will appear also 1/4 of the time. So, this is what we call as the probability distribution because this shows how the probabilities of occurrence of the random variable distributed. Okay? Ayan. So, yun yung ibig sabihin, class, no? Ngayon, specific, kapag ka discrete random variable, ang tawag natin sa probability distribution niya is actually the probability mass function or PMF. Okay? So, ito yung example natin. A random variable x has the following probability mass function. So, ito yung possible values ng x. Pwede siyang 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, tapos yung values, yung probability niya, corresponding probability, so we have K, 3K, 5K, 7K, 9K, 11K, and 13K. So ang question is, determine the value of the probability of 3 is less than or equal to X is less than equal to 6. Okay, less na lang pala isa. Okay, how are we going to solve that? So there are ano no, things that you should remember pagdating sa tawag dito probability mass function. Okay, so let's have the solution, no? So this is the solution for this question. Okay. So there are several things that you should remember pagdating sa probability mass function. So yung una is that the summation, okay, if you add, okay, all the probabilities, no, ng isang probability mass function, they should be equal to 1. Okay? Yan. Para masabi natin na yung given probability distribution natin ay valid, dapat yung summation ng corresponding probability ng probability mass function should be equal to 1. So in other words, guys, no, yung K, yung probability na K, okay, tapos pag inad natin yung 3K doon, pag inad natin yung 7K, okay, pag inad natin si 9K, okay, pag inad natin si 11K, okay, pag inad natin si 13K, okay, the result of this should be equal sa 1. Okay? Pag inad natin siya, the result should be equal to 1. Okay? May 5K pa pala. Sorry. Yan. Kulang. So, plus 5K. Okay? So, pag pinag-add natin to guys, we have the 49K. No? So pag pinag-add natin lahat, 49K lalabas dyan. It should be equal sa 1. So therefore, the value of K is nothing but 1 over 49. So this is 1 over 49. So in other words, no, itong mga probability na nandito, guys, no, so instead of K, we can write this as 1 over 49. Okay, 3K here, that is 3 over 49. Okay, 5K here, this is 5 upon 49. Yan, 7K here, that is 7 upon 49. Okay, 9K here is 9 over 49. Okay, and then 11 is 11 over 49. And 13K is nothing but 13 over 49. And now, the evaluation of the probability is just simply adding. Okay, add lang natin guys yung mga probability density function or sorry, the values on the probability mass function. So in this case, we're asked to solve no ano daw ang probability, okay, ng ano guys, probability ng 3. Okay? Probability that x okay is greater than 3 but less than or equal sa 6. So, since this is discrete probability distribution, you should figure out ano yung ibig sabihin nito. No, so pag sinabi daw na yung x daw natin is greater than 3 but less than or equal to x, tama ba na yung mga pasok sa given na range na yon is yung 4, okay? Tapos bukod sa 4, we also have the 5. Okay, you just need to add no yung mga nandyan. Tapos yung 6 no kasama din yung 6. So basically, pag sinabi natin na probability, okay, na yung x daw natin is greater than 3 but less than or equal to 6, that would be probability ng 4, 5, and 6. Now, just use the probability mass function to get ano yung probability ng 4. So, yung probability ng 4, we have the 9 over 49. So, we have the 9 over 49. Okay, plus kapag ka 5, that would be, ano guys? 5 is 11 over 49. Okay, and kapag ka 6, no? 6 is 13 over 49. So, this is the 13 over 49. Okay, no? So, pag inad natin siya, we have the, okay, 33. Okay, we have the 33 over 49. So, this is our answer. Yeah, no? So, 33 over 49 or option B. Okay? So, that's how we solve this question. All right. So, now let's have question number 5. So, let x be a random variable with the following probability distribution. And when x is equal sa negative 3, the probability is 1/6. Okay, when x is equal sa 6, the probability is 1/2. And when x is equal sa 9, the probability is 1/3. So we're asked to solve or to calculate for the mean and the variance. Okay, mean and the variance. All right. Okay, what would be our solution? Okay, so pag sinabi nating ano guys, no, pag sinabi nating mean, okay? So when we say mean, so meron lang siyang corresponding equation. No? Mean is the expected value, no, of the ano no, expected outcome or expected value no ng ating probability distribution. Okay? So the mean, so E of x expected value. Okay? So, pag probability mass function is just simply summation, okay, ng x multiplied by the probability of x. Okay, so that's it. So, yan yung formula natin, guys, no, for the mean of the random variable, no? So, mean is also called as expectation. Yan, no? So, we can, sometimes the symbol mean x is used as well. Okay. So, in this case, no, so let's have this one. Paano po ginagawa yon? So, ang ibig sabihin lang nun, guys, ay x, p of x, di ba? Ito yung value ng x natin, no, in this case. Yeah, negative 3. And then the probability is 1/6. So, you just need to multiply this. Okay? So, ito times nyo lang siya, guys. Okay? So, in this case, we have negative 3. Okay, multiplied by 1/6. And plus Ano yung pangalawa, guys? 9. 9. 6. 6 times. Okay, probability ng 6 ay 1/2. Multiply nyo lang. Okay, plus. Okay, we have the 9 multiplied by, okay, 1/3. Yan, no? So, add nyo lang siya, guys. So, -2, 3, okay, 3, 3 plus 6, 5.5, no? So, we have the 5.5. Okay, we have the 5.5. Okay, guys? Ayan, no? So, this is the, ano, no, expectation, no? Pero symbol dito, ang gamit niya ay mean. So, ito siya. Mu sub x. Alright. So, paano naman yung variance? So, when we say variance, okay, so again, may equation lang tayo formula, no, for the calculation of variance. So, the variance is equal to, okay, bali expectation ng x square siya, okay, minus yung mean natin na naka-square. So, that's how you calculate the variance, guys. So, apply lang natin, no? So, ang sabihin ng e of x square, no? Yan. Okay. So, let's figure this out. Kapag ka e of x, that is summation of x px. So, paano pagka e of x square? Kasi there are some questions also, no, na dealing with functions of, tawag dito, functions of expected value. Okay? So, pag e of x, summation of x p of x. So, paano pag summation of, pagka e of x square? So, pag e of x square, this is actually summation. So, summation siya, no? Okay, summation ng ano, guys. 'Di ba x square 'to? Kasi kanina ano no, e of x lang. So ito, e of x square. So pagka ganyan, guys, ang ilalagay lang natin dito is simply x square lang. Okay, x square and then p of x. So that's how you do the expectation. Okay? Yan. Kasi ano no, there's a problem that I have encountered before. Ang pinapahanap ay expectation, guys, ng ano, 1 over x. So how do you do that, no? Kapag ka expectation ng 1 over x. So this is actually equal sa summation. Okay, ang gagawin nyo lang, guys, is 1 over x tapos ano, yung probability of x. Okay, again siya, guys. Okay? So kung ano yung nandito sa loob ng ating expectation, yun yung multiplier mo dun sa probability. Okay? So, kaya kung e of x square p of x. Yan. And so, there's a problem before na na-encounter ko. Yan, ganyan yung nakalagay. Ganyan dapat yung gagawin. And some students are confused. Ang ginawa nila is they got also the reciprocal of p of x, which is wrong. Okay? Alright. So, yan. Tapos minus nung nakuha natin kanina, yung e of x natin ay 5.5. So, 5.5 whole square. So, minus natin after we find the summation. No, so, x square, guys. No? So, ibig sabihin ng x square, square nyo lang yung x. No? So, bali 9. Okay, 9 times 1 over 6. Okay, 9 times 1 over 6. Okay, plus. Okay, ano yung isa, guys? We have 36 times 1/2. Ini-square ko lang bali, no, yung values ng x natin. And then, yung last is 9, so 81. So, plus 81, okay, times 1/3, no? So, times 1/3. And minus, okay, 5.5, yan, whole square. Okay, so, what will be its value? Okay, so, let us solve this one. Yan, calculatorin ko na, ano? So, 9 over 6 plus 36 over 2 plus 81 over 3 minus 5.5 square. So we'll get, okay, 16.25. No? So 16.25. Okay. So yung symbol ng variance, guys, no? So mapansin nyo, class, ang ginamit na symbol for the variance ay sigma. Okay, sigma x. No? Tapos naka-square. No? So, why is that? No? So, bakit yun yung symbol natin sa variance? Kasi guys, the relationship, no? Kasi di ba pag sigma x, that is actually the standard deviation. Okay? So, i-box din natin tong formula natin ng variance. So, yung standard deviation actually is the square root of the variance. Okay? The standard deviation actually is the square root of the variance. Yeah, so, relationship natin, no? So, we have the standard deviation, let's say x ay equal sa square root ng, okay, variance of x. Okay, guys? Alright. So, next. So, given the probability mass function, okay, of a discrete random variable p of x. So, usually, pag probability mass function, it is given in a table, pero not always, no? So, sometimes it is given in the form of a formula. Okay? Ayan, no? So, kagaya nito, yung value daw ng ating probability mass function ay k times 1/4 raised to x, where x ay 0, 1, 2, 3, up to. Pagka guys, no, up to infinity yan. Yan. So, and zero otherwise. So, sabi daw dito, P of X is valid. So, ibig sabihin yung ating probability mass function ay valid. Ano ibig sabihin nito, no? Okay, meron bang invalid? No? So, bakit sabi dito, P of X is valid? So, meron ba invalid, no? So, paano natin masasabi na valid siya? So, isa lang naman yung condition para masabi natin na valid or tama or correct, no? Yung ating probability mass function, dapat masunod guys yung isa sa mga properties na diniscuss natin earlier. And what is that? Na dapat yung summation, okay, nung P of X natin, okay, pag inad mo lahat yung values na, it should add up to 1. Okay? It should sum up to 1. Okay? So, ganun guys. So, in other words, add lang natin to. No? So, kunin lang natin yung summation nito. Okay? Ayan. Tapos, dapat equal sa 1. Okay? Sige. So, how are we going to do that? No? So, what will be our solution? Let us solve. And what will be our solution? Okay. So, summation guys, no? So, summation ng P of X, okay, should be equal sa 1. Okay, but what is our P of X? So, our P of X is K tapos 1/4 raised to X. Right? So, we have summation. I-add down natin lahat. K, okay, times, okay, 1/4, okay, raised to X. Now, yung value ng x natin, no, based dun sa values, is nag-start daw tayo sa 0 hanggang infinity. Okay? So, this would be from 0 up to infinity. And dapat equal daw to sa 1, guys. Now, k is considered constant here, so we can put it out. And ano to, guys, no? So, ano yung makikita natin? Summation daw, guys, ng 1/4. Okay, raised to x. Okay, from x is equal sa 0 up to infinity. And this should be equal sa 1. Okay. So, ang gagawin natin dito guys is i-simulate lang natin siya isa-isa. So, yung k times, okay. When x is equal to 0, 1/4 raised to 0, that would be 1. Okay, plus, when x is equal to 1, that would be 1/4. Okay? When x is equal to 2, that would be 1 over, kasi ano no? Yung 1, any number that you raise to 1 will always be equal sa 1. So that will be 1 over, ano na siya? 4 square na siya. Okay? Plus, so on and so forth. So anong masasabi natin dito guys, no? So this is actually an infinite geometric series. You know? So this is infinite and geometric and series. And ano po ba ang sum ng infinite geometric series? So yung sum ng infinite geometric series, this is given as S is equal to the first term over, okay, 1 minus the common ratio. All right? So that's how you uh, get the sum, no, of an infinite geometric series. So in other words, guys, no, so you just simply K, okay? So this is just simply K, okay, multiplied by A. Ano ba yung first term natin? 1 over, okay, 1 minus 1/4. Alright? Okay, is equal to 1. So 1 minus 1/4, that's 3/4. So that's 4/3. So K into 4/3. Yan is equal to 1. So therefore, K natin is equal sa 3/4. Okay? K natin is equal sa 3/4. Okay. Alright? Yes, so the answer is option C. No, so letter C is the answer. Okay, guys? Yes, yes. Okay. So, question number 7. So, we're done with no the discrete random variable and yung probability mass function. So, now let's talk about no the continuous random variable naman and the PDF. Okay, so ano yung PDF? So, parang siya yung PMF, no? Kaya lang sabi ko nga, PMF is the term reserved for the discrete random variable. So, pag continuous random variable, we use the term PDF, no? And PDF stands for what? So, ano yung sabihin ng PDF, guys? So, PDF is probability, okay, density function. So, this is what we call as the probability, okay, density function. So kung ang PMF guys is commonly written in the form of a table, no? Yan. Pero minsan formula kagaya nito. So ang continuous random variable guys, okay, laging formula, no? So it is always written in the form of a function. All right? So to avoid confusion here, instead of f of x, instead of p of x, kasi p of x we use for the PMF. So for the PDF, we use f of x. Okay? So f of x yung ginagamit natin for a probability density function. Okay, guys? Yes, yes. Oops. Yan, no? So ito, f of x, no? Yan. Okay? So, ayan. So, let's try this one. So, a random variable x has the given probability density function k upon 1 plus x squared. So, where x is from minus infinity to positive infinity. So, ano daw yung value ng k natin? Okay. So, paano to i-solve, sir? So, kung nare-recall nyo guys, no, how do we check no, if a given probability mass function is valid or not? So, para ma-check natin siya, ang ginagamit natin is yung, we use the summation, right? Kaya lang, pag continuous, guys, no? So, kung na aalala nyo, no, from the previous discussion, usually, pag continuous, summation is not applicable, right? Usually, we use summation if discrete, no? Pero pag continuous, anong ginagamit natin? We use integral. Okay, so basically, integral lang natin dito yung, f of x natin. So pag inintegral natin yung f of x dx natin, no, yung probability density function, dapat equal siya sa 1. Okay? Ayan, no? So, ngayon, yung limits, depende sa problem. Pag walang sinabi, by default, minus infinity to positive infinity. Okay? By default, no? Pag walang sinabi. Ito, sinabi na rin, no? Yan. Pero pag hindi sinabi, kunyari, walang naka-indicate sa problem, by default, so yung limits natin should be, positive infinity to minus infinity to positive infinity. Okay? Pag walang sinabi. Okay? Ito, sinabi naman din. So, in other words, no, you just take the integral. Okay? Integral lang natin, guys. Yung k, yan, over 1 plus x squared. Okay, dx. Yan, dapat ay equal to sa 1. Okay? So, this is minus infinity to positive infinity. Okay. So, we can actually factor out yung k here because k is constant. Okay, so parang ang mangyayari dyan is integral na lang no, ng dx, okay, over 1 plus x squared. Yan. Yan. So this is from minus infinity to positive infinity. Ngayon guys, if you are not familiar with this integral guys, you can use your calculator. So pwede natin gamitin yung calculator to get its value. No? So pag inintegral natin to, so kung yung ginagawa natin sa integral calculus, so 'di ba, this is an improper integral. So yung ginagawa natin sa integral calculus, yung infinity which changes to 20. So this is negative 20 and yung infinity this would be replaced with positive 20. So that's how we do it, right? No, sa integral calculus kung nare-recall niyo pa. And ang makuha natin dito is approximately 3.04 I think. No? So and that is approximately what? Equal to pi, no? So this whole integral, guys, actually Ayan, no? So, yung value nito is pi. Ayan, no? So, bali, kasi 3.04. 3.04, that is actually 3.14. Malapit sa 3.14. So, k is equal sa pi, so equal sa 1. So, therefore, k natin is equal sa 1 over pi. Sir, paano po yung hindi ko po alam na hindi ko po ma-figure out na yung 3.04 is actually 3.14 pala? It's okay. So, kung ang lalabas kasi dito, no, so kapag kinalky natin, ang lalabas ay approximately and 3.04, then you just divide, no? So, bali 1 divide by 3.04. So, that is around 0.32, 0.33. Then check among the choices ano yung malapit sa 0.33 or 0.32. That is still 1 over pi. No? So this is approximately yan, 0.32 din. So pares nung kanina. No? Kapag dinirect nyo sa calcu or you use 3.04 and then you divide, ang lalabas ay 0.32. So malapit naman din siya dito. So definitely letter B is our answer. Okay? Alright. Okay, next. If x is a continuous random variable whose probability density function is given by this one, okay, then solve for the probability that x is less than 1. Okay, so in this particular problem, hindi pa natin alam yung value ng k, so isosolve lang din natin uli yung value ng k using the property that the integral, okay, of the probability density function should be equal to 1. So in this case, we have the k, okay, times 5x minus 2x squared, okay, dx. Okay, dito, binigay again yung limit, no? Sabi daw dito ay 0 to 2. So we'll be using the 0 to 2 as well. So equal dapat siya sa 1. So again, k is constant. So ang may iwan guys is simply the integral of 5x minus 2x squared dx. Okay, from 0 to 2. And then equal sa 1 yon. So what will be its value? Okay, so integral lang natin guys, no? We have the 5x minus 2x squared from 0 to 2. So we have 14 over 3. So k, okay, k multiplied by 14 over 3 is equal sa 1. So yung k natin would be, okay, 3 over 14. K would be 3 over 14. Okay. So, ngayon, kung k is equal sa 3 over 14, we can now find the corresponding probabilities na pinapahanap, no? Okay, ano ba sabi rito? So, solve for the probability that x is less than 1. What does it mean? No? So, again, kung nare-recall nyo kanina, nung naghanap tayo ng probability sa PMF, nag-add tayo. No? So, because they are discrete. Usually, addition, adding, ginagamit natin siya if we have discrete. Okay? But this is continuous, right? So, pag continuous, we'll just be using the integral. Okay? So, meaning to say, guys, no, you just need to take the integral of our probability density function. So, ano yung probability density function natin? We have the 3 over 14. Okay, 3 over 14. Okay, multiplied by 5x minus 2x squared. Okay? 5x minus 2x squared dx. Okay, so the original range is from 0 to 2. But now, sabi daw dito, x should be less than 1. So, anong ibig sabihin nun, guys? So, keep in mind the original range. So, yung original range natin is, wait lang. So, yung original range natin is, yan, 0 to 2. But now, we are asked to solve, no, ano na yung probability that x is less than 1. So if x is less than 1, so 0 to 2, ibig sabihin, yung lower limit natin 0 pa din. 0 to 2 originally, kaso less than 1 daw. 0 to 1. Gets nyo guys? No? I hope na gets nyo, no? Original range natin is 0 to 2. Lahat-lahat ng yon. Pero ang kailangan lang natin is x is less than 1. So ibig sabihin 0 to 1. No? Because 0 to 1 is the value that is less than 1, okay, in the range of 0 to 2. Okay? Alright, no? So, sige, solve po natin yan. So, ano yung integral ng 3 over 14 ng 5x minus 2x squared from 0 to 1? You know, so, we're gonna get, yan, 11 over 28. 11 over 28. Okay? Alright. So, the answer is 11 over 28. Okay, guys? Alright. Okay, next. Number 9. So if x is a continuous random variable whose probability density function is given by this one, okay, as you can see here. So solve for the mean and the variance. Okay. So game, no? So what will be our solution? Dito na lang tayo may solve, no? Kasi given na mismo yung value niya like 1 half x, no? So ito na mismo yung ah value na, ayan na yung mismong probability density function natin. Okay? Ang pinapanap sa atin ay mean. Kung nare-recall yung mean, that is the expectation, right? So, expectation of x. Kaya lang kung naaalala nyo kanina, guys, for discrete random variable, this is summation ng whatever yung nakalagay dito sa loob. Okay? Tapos, nung probability mass function. But since this is continuous, no, random variable, so yung summation mapapalitan lang ng integral. Okay? Tapos ito x pa din. Okay? And then instead na probability mass function yung nakalagay, so ilalagay natin yung value ng probability density function, no? Tapos dx. Okay? So this is the formula or equation that we use, no, for the probability for the mean or the expected value or the expectation of a continuous random variable. Okay? So, in this case, no, so we just take the integral ng ano guys, ng 1 half x. So, 1 half x okay? 1 half x, yun yung f of x, right? Yan. Eh, ang kailangan mo x lang, no? Kasi mean lang yung hinahanap sa'yo. So, you just put x here times this one, dx. So, nagets nyo guys? Yan. Tapos, anong limits natin? Sabi ko nga, binibigay naman yun sa problem. So, 0 to 2. Okay? 0 to 2. So, 0 to 2. Yan. So, what will be our expectation here? Ayan, no? So, integral lang natin. So, we have 4/3, no? We have the 4/3. We have the 4/3. Okay? All right. Okay, next is, ano naman, variance. So, kung nare-recall yung variance, no, how do we solve for, or what is the formula equation for the variance? So, let's say variance, no, ng x. So, this is simply the expectation of x squared. Okay, minus, okay, yung na-compute mo na expectation of x na naka-square. So, that's how you solve for the variance. Okay. So game, let's go. So what would be the expectation? Ganun lang din, no? So kung x square siya, kung nare-recall nyo guys, ay ilalagay natin sa loob, x square din. Okay? Yan. Tapos yung f of x natin, which is given as, okay, 1 half of x, right? And then dx. So yung limits na 0 to 2, ayun pa rin naman, 0 to 2. Minus nung na-compute natin kanina na 4/3. Yan, whole square. Okay? So what would be the variance of x in this case? Okay, so we have Yan. Okay. So, ang makukuha natin ay 2/9, no? So, we're gonna get 2/9. Now, uh, if we're asked to solve for the standard deviation, you just need to get the square root of this variance. Okay? So, the standard deviation, for example, pinapang-compute sa atin. So, kunin mo lang yung square root ng variance, no? So, square root ng 2/9. Okay? So, that would be, okay, root of 2/3. Root of 2/3. Okay, guys? Nakakuha ba? Nagets naman? Yes? Yes, sir. Okay. Number 10. Yan. So, the graph of a function of f of x is shown in the figure. Determine the value of h for f of x to be a valid probability density function. So, I forgot to mention earlier, no, di ba, I've told you that for the probability mass function, so it can either be in the form of a table or a formula, but mostly table siya. So kanina sabi ko formula lang yung pwede for the probability density function. As stand corrected guys, no, sometimes in the problem, it is given in the form of a plot. Yan, no? So pwede na siyang plot, no? Pwede siyang graph. So in this case, no, yung ating probability density function is given in the form of a graph. Okay, so ito yung graph natin. Ayan, no? So let me trace the graph itself. Ayan. Okay, this figure in the graph gives the probability uh, density function natin, guys. Okay? Yan. So, pwede rin siyang graph, no? Pwede rin siyang plot. Okay, so yan siya. So, ang tanong is, what should be the value of h for this to be, okay, a valid probability density function? Okay? So, kung nare-recall nyo guys, no, ano nga uli ang ano natin, no? Ano nga uli yung pang-check natin or para malaman kung valid yung isang given na PDF, no? So, this is nothing but the integral nung function natin mismo, yung probability density function natin, yung integral niya should be equal sa 1. Okay. So, I know guys that ano no, napag-aralan na natin to before. So, ano po ang physical no interpretation or meaning ng isang integral? So, this is basically area. So, yung integral, guys, okay, ang ibig sabihin niyan, this is nothing but the area. So, in other words, no? So, kapag given sa atin yung plot o yung graph, pag kinumpute natin yung area nito, it should be equal sa 1. Okay? Yan, no? So, our figure consists of 3 different triangles. Yan, no? So, tatlong triangle yan, guys. Yan, no? So, our task is to calculate its area. No? Yan. So, kakalculate natin yung area ng ating tatlong triangle dito. No? So, tapos pag pinag-add natin, dapat equal yan sa 1. Okay? So, what will be our solution? Let us solve. What will be our solution? So, alam natin guys na for the probability density function to be valid, so yung integral natin, no, ang probability density function should be equal sa 1. Okay? And alam natin that the integral is area. No? So, area, ibig sabihin nito. So, ano na ba yung area ng first triangle? Formula ng triangle, ano ba ang area ng triangle, guys? So, the area of the triangle is given as, so, sulat natin dito. So, the area of the triangle is nothing but 1/2 ng base multiplied by the height. Correct? So, in this case, no, we have the 1/2. Okay, ano ba yung base natin guys, no? For the first triangle. So for the first triangle, ang base natin ay 1, ang height natin ay h. So 1 into h. So 1 multiplied by h. Plus 1/2. Okay, ano yung base ng pangalawa natin guys? So from 1 to 2, no? So yan, from 1 to 2. So that is 1 again. Okay, times, anong height niya? 2h. Okay? So, 2h yung height nito, guys, no? Yan. 2h yan, di ba? Ito. 2h. Height is 2h. Okay? And then, we have plus. Okay, plus. Okay, 1 half. Ano yung base natin? 1 again. So, because that's from 2 to 3. So, itong 2 to 3, 1 lang yan. Yung height natin in this case ay 3h, no? So, mula dito hanggang dyan, 3h yan. So, we have the 1 times 3h. So, dapat ay equal daw yan sa 1. Okay? So, multiply everything by 2. So, we have h plus 2h plus 3h is equal sa 2. Okay, that would be 6h. Okay, is equal sa 2. So, therefore, okay, h is equal sa 1/3. Okay? H is nothing but 1/3. So, option B is the answer. Okay, guys? Yes, yes. All right. So, ngayon guys, no? So we are done with the ano no? Generic, no? Okay, probability mass function and probability density function. Ngayon class, meron kasi tayong tinatawag na ano guys, meron tayong tinatawag na standard, no? Kumbaga mga special types no ng probability distributions. So yun yung pag-aaralan natin. May mga names na sila, okay? Because they actually occur, okay? In real life scenarios and situations, standard models kumbaga. Okay? So the first one guys is what we call as the binomial distribution. Yan. So ito yung unang discrete probability distribution natin. We have the binomial distribution. So anong meron sa binomial distribution? Kailan ba siya ginagamit? So binomial distribution, ginagamit natin siya guys kapag meron tayong mga events, no? Okay, na repeated several times. Okay? So, meron tayong mga repeated trials or repeated events, tas yung outcome natin ay dalawa lang. So, it's either success or fail. Okay, yes or no. Ayan, ganun, no? So, kagaya nito. A six-face pair dice is rolled 5 times. Determine the probability of obtaining 6, okay, 4 times. So it's either you obtain 6 or you didn't obtain 6, right? Kasi yun yung tinatanong, right? So this is a binomial distribution. Yung outcome natin, dalawa lang. Okay? Tapos, isang event na maraming beses nating inulit. So, in this case, no, in this particular question, yung event natin is yung pagro-roll ng dice, inulit mo daw siya 5 beses. So, ano daw yung probability na mula doon sa 5 na yon, 4 doon ay lalabas ay 6. Tapos yung isa hindi. Okay? So ano yung main equation or formula no para sa probability ng isang tawag dito, probability ng isang binomial distribution. So this is given as NCX, okay, times the probability raised to x times, okay. Yan, dahil dalawa lang yung outcome niya, yung isang probability yung P, yung isa is 1 minus P raised to N minus X. Okay? So that's the formula that we use, equation that we use for the okay, binomial distribution. Okay? Sige, no? So in this case, let's try to solve the problem. So sabi raw guys, how many times daw natin i-roll yung dice? Okay, so i-roll daw natin siya 5 times. So yun yung n natin, no? So yung n natin is 5. Okay, so hinahanap natin yung probability that the x ay equal sa 4. Yan. Okay? So we have 5. Okay, C4. Ang probability ng isang outcome. Sa dice, guys, pag fair siya, yung isang face niya, 1/6 yung probability na lalabas yun. So yung 4, yung number 4 itself, okay, 1/6 yung probability na yun yung mag-a-appear. Okay, raised to 4 yan. Okay, times, okay, 1 minus 1 over 6 is 5 over 6, right? Sige, sulat ko na lang yung 1 minus 5, I mean 1 minus 1 over 6. Huwag ko nang rektahin na nakalagay na 5 over 6 siya. Now, kung yung 1 o yung 4, yung 6, no, will appear 4 times, yung isa 1 time lang. So this is simply 5 minus 4 if you follow the formula. Or by logic, of course, kung isa yung apat, ito ay isa na lang. Right? Because 5 minus 4 is 1. Right? And then the answer should be expressed in percentage. So we have the 5C4 times okay? Times 100 lang natin yung answer, guys. So, we'll have 0.322%. Okay? So, our answer is option C. And our answer is option C. Doon na kaya natin. Okay. Next. Yan. A fair coin is tossed 10 times. Okay, find the probability of getting at least two heads. Okay, at least two heads. All right, no? So, what will be our solution? So applying the formula for the binomial distribution, kaya lang sabi kasi dito, at least two heads, no? So sabihin ng at least two heads. So pag sinabing at least two heads, okay, so ang hinahanap nating probability dito is that pag at least two, so mula 2, okay, is less than or equal sa x, is less than or equal sa 10. Okay? Tama? 'Di ba? Kasi pag sinabi at least two, so pwedeng 2, pwedeng 3, pwedeng 4, pwedeng 5 hanggang 10. Okay? So, i-add natin, ibig sabihin nito guys, no, is just simply the probability na kapag ka 2, kaya add mo yung probability na kapag ka yung x natin na equal sa 3, okay? So on and so forth, hanggang probability when x is equal sa, okay, 10. Yan. So medyo mahaba siya kung gagawin natin siya manually, right? No? So pagka again guys na may range tayo na hinahanap, we can just simply use the summation, no, ng calculator. Okay? So we can take advantage of the summation feature ng ating calculator. So what we're gonna do here is just we put summation dito sa unahan kasi add naman natin siya, no? So, tapos ilalagay natin sa loob yung formula ng binomial distribution in this case. Again, kahit hindi binomial distribution, we can use this technique. Nagkataon lang na in this use case, binomial distribution tayo. So yung n natin ay 10, so you put 10 here because it's always 10. And then combination, ang nagbabago-bago yung x, right? So paiba-iba yung value niya. Pwede siyang 2, 3, 4 hanggang 10. Okay? Multiplied by, ano yung probability ng, pag fair coin guys, okay, 1/2 yung probability na heads yung lalabas. So times to, ano? Yan. Times yan, ha? Okay. 1/2 raised to x. Yan. Times, okay, 1 minus 1/2 is also 1/2, right? 1/2 raised to, okay, 10 minus x. Yan. Ngayon, ano yung range natin? Yung x daw natin ay mula 2, okay, hanggang 10. Yan. So, yan yung lalagay natin sa calculator natin. Take note, guys, na yung nasa loob, this is actually the equation or formula for the binomial distribution. Yan. Formula yan ng binomial distribution. Yan, binomial distribution. Okay, guys? Alright. Yan. So, medyo lakihan lang natin, no? Okay, so what will be the result kapag ka in-add natin yan, guys? So, add po natin. And 2 to 10. Right, so the result would be, okay, 1013 over 1024. Okay? So we have the 1013, okay, over 1000, okay, 24. 1013 over 1024. So option C is the correct answer. Okay, guys? So, naiintindihan po? Nagets naman? Yes? Yes, sir. All right. Right. Okay, next. A call center receives an average of 10 customer service calls per hour. What is the probability that the call center will receive exactly 5 calls in a given hour? So pagka yung question natin, no, or yung probability distribution natin involves average, okay, value per time interval. Okay? Parang ito guys, di ba? Meron daw tayong average. Okay? Average ng 10. Yan. Yan, ito yung value mismo, no? So, average daw tayo ng 10 customer. Yan. 10 customer calls. Customer lang na i-shade ko, no? Sorry. So, 10 customer service calls. Okay, per time interval, no? So, per hour in this case. Okay, per hour. No? So, ito natin nakalagay per. Okay, hour. So, yung ginagamit na distribution sa mga ganitong klase ng question, ang tawag po natin dun ay Poisson distribution. Okay, so the Poisson distribution. Ayan, hold on, no? Ayan, no? So, ginagamit natin dito is what we call as the Poisson distribution. Distribution. Again, kapag kailan po ginagamit, sir, yung Poisson distribution? So, we use Poisson distribution if we have a use case kung saan meron tayong given na ano guys, meron tayong given na average, no, per time interval. So, ano yung equation natin for this one? Ayan. So, we use this equation, guys, probability x, no? Ayan. It is given as, okay, e raised to negative lambda t, okay? Lambda t raised to x, okay, upon x factorial. Okay? So, sir, ano po yung lambda dito? So, yung lambda natin dito is yung average. Okay, per time interval. Yung interval guys, minsan hindi time, no? So, there are some other question, pero madalas time. Okay? So, I'll just be writing interval because sometimes hindi po time yung interval natin. Minsan iba. Okay? Pero madalas, okay, yung interval na tinutukoy dito is time. Okay? There are just some other problems guys na hindi time yung nilalagay sa interval. Okay? Minsan area, minsan length, no? Pero madalas time yung interval natin. Now, yung t dito guys, ito yung given na interval mismo. Usually nahahanap to sa dulo ng problem, no? So, yung given na interval itself. Usually, nakikita siya sa dulo ng question. Parang dito, guys, no? So, a call center receives an average of 10 customer service calls per hour, 10 yung ating lambda. Okay. What is the probability that the call center will receive exactly 5 in a given hour? Okay. So, ito yung given na interval. Okay. In this case, given hour. And given, a given hour. So, ito yung T natin. So 1, no? Kasi pag sinabing a given R, isang orasyon, right? R, A kasi A. So pag nakalagay yan, bawa dito, what is the probability that the call center will receive exactly 5 calls in 2 hours? So T mo is 2. Okay? Ito kasing average of 10, ito yung lambda natin. Lambda is equal sa 10. Okay, so nagigets guys? Yan. Tapos yung x mismo, yun yung hinahanap. Hmm? So yung x natin is yung required. No? So yung hinahanapan ng probability in this case. So ano daw yung probability, no? Na 5. So in this case, yung x natin dito is 5. Because that is the what is being required no, in the question. Okay? So kung isosolve po natin guys, no? Ano daw yung probability na yung x natin would be equal sa 5. Yan. So, it is equal sa, okay, e raised to negative lambda. Lambda natin ay 10. T natin is 1 times 1. So, times 1. Okay, tapos lambda t. So, 10 times 1. Okay, raised to 5. Okay, all over 5 factorial. All over 5 factorial. So, kunin lang natin yung value nito, guys. Okay, we'll be getting 0.03. Kaya naka-percent, no? So, times 100 natin. So, we have 3.78%. 3.78%. That is our answer. We have that 3.78%. So, option A. Okay? So, nagets na guys? Yes, no? So, again, this is the formula that we use for the Poisson distribution. Okay, guys? All right. Okay. So let's take this problem, guys. On an average, 2 COVID-19 positive cases are received per day, no, in a hospital. Okay? The probability of two or less, okay, COVID positive cases in 2 consecutive days is blank. All right, guys. So, ano yung lambda natin dito? So, sabi raw dito, guys, 2, okay, cases per day. Right? So, ito yung naka-indicate, guys. So, we have the 2. Okay, we have the 2. Okay. Cases. 2 cases. Okay, per day. Ayan. No? So, yun yung lambda natin. Average per time interval. Okay? Ano to yung probability na 2 or less? So, ito yung x natin, 2 or less. Ayan. So, ano ibig sabihin ng 2 or less, guys? So, pag sinabing 2 or less, so, pwedeng 0 is less than or equal sa x is less than or equal sa 2. So, this is what is being asked, right? Pag 2 or less, di ba? Pwedeng wala, pwedeng isa, pwedeng dalawa. Okay? In 2 consecutive days, no? So, what is this 2 consecutive days, guys? Ito yung T natin. So, yung 2 dito, yan, yung 2 dito. So, yun yung ano natin, guys, no? Yan, yun yung, yan. So, itong 2 dito, ito yung ating lambda. Tapos yung T natin, usually nasa dulo ng problem makikita yun, ayun yung T, 2 din, no? In this case. Okay? So, what will be our solution? And what would be our solution? So, we have the, ano din probability? Okay? 0 is less than x is less than or equal sa 2. Okay. So, Sabi ko nga pag ganyan, we just use the summation, right? So, gamit lang na tayo ng summation. Okay, and then, ayan. E raised to negative lambda t. So, e raised to negative 2 times 2. Yan, times, yan, 2 times 2 raised to x. But in this case, yung x natin, x lang talaga, right? Yeah, divide by x factorial. X factorial. Okay. Ayan. And from x is equal to 0 to 2. Okay, guys? Ayan. By the way, as you can see here, no? Yung mga choices natin naka-express as e to the minus 4. So, actually, yung e to the minus 4, ito yun eh. Right? Yan. That is the e to the minus 4. So, since this is constant, you can factor this out on the summation. So, what will happen here is yung e to the minus 4, nandito siya. And then, we'll just facilitate the summation, no? So, rewrite ko lang. That would be the summation of, okay, 4 raised to x. Yan, 4 raised to x over x factorial. And from x is equal to 0 up to 2. Okay? Ayan. And from 0 up to 2. So that would be 13. So the answer would be 13. Okay, e to the minus 4. And 13 e to the minus 4, that is option D. So option D is the correct answer. Okay? Yes. Then e to the minus 4. Okay? All right. Okay. So I hope that it's clear. So let's move on sa next question. And 4 transistors are chosen at random from 20 transistors of which 5 are defective. So find the probability that exactly one is defective. So ito naman guys, no? So meron tayong this problem. As we can see here, okay? We're going to choose, okay, from a certain set, no? Na merong classification. No? So in this case, yung 20 transistor mo daw, 5 doon defective, syempre 15 yung hindi. Tapos magpipili daw tayo doon. But when we choose, of course, 'di ba? We do it without replacement. Paano ibig sabihin, no? So sa 20 transistors, pili tayo ng isa, so 19 na lang siya. Next, pipili tayo uli, so 18 na lang siya. Eventually, hanggang sa makapili tayo ng apat, okay? Yan. Pero hindi natin binabalik yung pinili natin. Okay? So, pagka ganyan, guys, no? So, it's not binomial because sa binomial distribution, guys, bali parang siya, no? Reset siya. Okay, nire-reset mo siya. Okay, sa umpisa. Halimbawa, parang uulitin mo yung, no, kumbaga, uulitin mo yung particular event. Okay? Overall. Ito tuloy-tuloy. No? Ito tuloy-tuloy siya. Okay? So, sana na-guess nyo yung pinagsasabi ko, no? Ayan. Alright. So, pagka ganun, no? So, ibang distribution yung gagamitin natin, no? So, this is another type of distribution. So, this is what we call as the hypergeometric distribution. Ayan. Hypergeometric distribution. Ayan. So, this is a hypergeometric distribution. Okay, no? So, paano ginagawa sa hypergeometric distribution? Yung formula niya medyo mahirap intindihin eh, no? Yan, kaya ang gagawin natin, guys, is instead, okay, we will solve directly the problem, no? We will solve directly the problem and I will demonstrate how to solve questions involving hypergeometric distribution. So, we will solve this directly, okay? We will solve this directly. Okay. So, paano gagawin natin, guys? for this case. Okay? So, paano ang gagawin natin for this case? Alright. Okay, for hypergeometric distribution, first is we're going to classify, no? We'll build a table. So, in this case, ano ba yung classification natin? So, meron tayong defective. Okay? We also have the not defective. Okay? Not defective. Although, wala namang sinabi sa problem, but of course, no, it's defective or not defective. Yan. You might be confused yung iba, no? Sir, hindi ba yan binomial? Dalawa din outcome. As I mentioned, sa binomial distribution, no? So, every time that you repeat the experiment, nire-reset yung probability. Okay? Kasi, ano siya, parang uulitin mo yung buong event. But in hypergeometric, guys, once na na-pick mo na siya, hindi mo na kasi ibabalik eh, right? So, mag-iiba na yung probability niya, hindi siya nare-reset, no? So, hindi applicable yung binomial distribution dito. Although, of course, dalawa lang yung outcome natin. So, it's either defective or not defective. Okay? Yan. And then sa baba, lalagay natin yung total. Okay. Yan. Tapos, nandito nakalagay yung given. Yan. And the next, we put the chosen. Yan. Okay. Okay, let's go. So, ilan yung total na given natin? So, yung total given na transistors, we have the 20. Okay? So, yung total given na transistors, we have the 20. Now, out of this 20, okay, transistors, ilan daw yung total, no, na pipiliin natin? So, according sa problem, yung total na pipiliin natin, we're going to choose 4. Now, doon sa 20, ilan yung given na defective? Alam natin na 5. So, yung total na not defective, this is 15. 15, it's not directly given in the problem, but it is implied na if it's not defective, no, so that would be the total minus the defective. Correct? Okay. Now, pag magpili daw tayo ng apat, exactly one lang daw dapat yung defective. So, isa lang yung mapipili mo sa defective. So in other words, kung ang total mo ay apat, no? So tatlo yung manggagaling sa not defective. Now, from the table, no, how do we get the probability? So sa hypergeometric, ganun lang yung gagawin. So yung denominator mo, yung total, that is 20, choose 4 or combination. Sa numerator, we have the 5, choose 1. Okay, multiplied by, we have the 15, choose 3. Okay? Ayan, no? So, evaluate lang natin sa CalCube. So, 5C1 times 15, C3 over 20, C4. So, we're gonna get 455 over 969 or 0.4696. We have the 0.46, okay, 96. Okay? And option D is the answer. And option D is the answer. Okay? So, ayos lang? I guess naman guys, yes? Yes, sir. Okay, so let's try another one guys, shall we? Yes? Yes. In a class of 28 students, the teacher selects 4 people at random to participate in a geography contest. So what is the probability that this group of 4 students includes at least 2, okay, of the top 3 students in the class? Okay. Yan. So again, this is hypergeometric because according sa problem, you need to choose 4 out of 28, okay, na magpa-participate in a particular competition. And then the students are actually classified, no, sa either the top 3 students or the other 25 uh, top 3 na magaling, tsaka 25 na tuples, no, students. Okay. Ayan, no? Sige. So, what will be our solution? So paano ba na-classify yung ano no, yung problem? Okay, so that nating classification, we have the top three students. So the top three students, and then the others are what we call as the tuples. Okay. Ayan guys. Ayan. Katuwaan lang, no? Pero pwede rin. Okay. And then, of course, we have yeah, we have the given, and then we have the chosen columns. And of course, we have the total. Yan. So obviously, okay, kapag ka total mo ay 28, okay, and yung top 3, ilan yun? Kahit hindi sabihin, syempre top 3, tatlo lang yun. So yung tuples natin, we have that 25. No? So 25 sila. Okay? Yan. Kaya lang, in this question, guys, again, apat din yung total na pipili natin. So we have the 4 here. Okay? Ngayon, merong ngayong case yung problem. Ano yung sabi? Sabi daw is yung distribution daw natin ng contestant is at least two of the top three students will be selected. Okay? Ano yung sabihin nun? No? So ito, hatiin pa natin sa dalawang cases. Okay? So we're going to distribute this into two cases pa. Okay? So ano yung una? So yung una guys is dalawa yung kukunin sa top 2. So kung sa top 3, kung dalawa yung kinuha sa kanila, yung kukunin natin sa tuples ay ilan guys? Kung apat yung total, dalawa din. Okay, gets nyo? So, or sa top 3 students, kunin na natin yung tatlo. Lahat sila kunin na natin. So pag tatlo yung kinuha, ilan yung tuples na kukunin? No? So kukunin natin sa tuples ay isa na lang. Kumbaga sa quiz bee siya yung tagabura ng board, no? After nang sumagot. Okay. Ayan. Sige guys. Ngayon mahahati sa dalawa ngayon yung probability natin, no? Kasi dalawang cases eh. So, denominator, syempre yung una ganun pa din, 28, okay, C4. So, yung una is yung given na tatlo, i-choose natin yung 2, okay, multiplied by 25, okay, chosen 2. Pero pwede rin kasing mangyari na yung second case ah mangyari. So we have the 28C4 as the denominator. Ito, 3, choose 3. Okay, multiplied by 25, choose 1. So pwede yun, no? So that's how we solve this question. Okay? So what would be the answer? Okay, so try natin guys. We have the 3C2 right, times 25C2 over 28C4 plus 3C3 times 25C1 over 28C4. Okay, so we have 37 over 819. Yan is our probability. Okay, we have the 37 over 819. Okay, sige. So let me just transfer this one. Kaya natin, no? Okay? Yes? Yes, sir. And with that, 37 over 819, that is option A. Option A. Hi, guys? Yes? Yes. All right. Okay. So now, let's move on no, sa next topic natin, which is the continuous probability distribution. And you have the continuous probability distribution. So far, no, what we have been discussing is the discrete probability distribution. So, nandun yung binomial, Uson, hypergeometric. So this time, let's discuss the uh, continuous probability distribution. So let's start with, ano guys, ito no, normal distribution. So a certain type of storage battery lasts on average 3 years with a standard deviation of 0.5 year. So assuming that the battery life is normally distributed, find the probability that a given battery will last less than 2.3 years. Okay. No, so what will be the solution here? So again, this problem is normal distribution. So for normal distribution, guys, okay, ayan, first is, ang kailangan natin gawin is get the z-score or the z-score. So kasi ang pinapahanap dito, no, ano daw yung probability that the x, let's say x is less than, okay, sabi rito ay less than 2.3 years. So ano yung probability that x is less than 2.3? Ayan. Ito yung pinapahanap sa atin. So pagka ganyan guys, no, so ito po yung kailangan natin dito, no, yung 2.3 na to. Kukunin natin yung ano no, z-score nito. Okay? So kunin natin yung z-score ni 2.3. So paano yun, sir? So paano ba pagkuha ng z-score, let's say ng x, particular x? So ang formula nun is yung score, okay, minus the mean, okay, over the standard deviation. Yan. So for normal distribution, no, so ito yung formula natin ng pag-compute ng z-score. Yan, wait lang ha. Yan. Okay? All right. So in this case, we're going to get the z-score of 2.3. So 2.3. So we have the 2.3. Okay, minus the mean na 0.5. Okay, over ano yung standard deviation natin? So the standard deviation, 3 pala, sorry, no? Baliktad. Supposed to be 3 over 0.5. So pag kinompute natin to, yung z ng 2.3 will be equal sa negative 1.4. Okay? Yes. Yan. So yan na yung z-score natin. So ngayon, ano naman sir kung ayan yung z-score? Okay. So meron tayong tawag dito. Meron tayong parang susundan, okay, with regards to this one. No? So let me write. Okay? So, depende sa problem. So, kapag ka less than, kagaya nito, no? This is a less than problem. So, pagka less than, so yung gagamitin nating calculation is that simply P of the Z score. P of Z. Kapag greater than, and kapag ka greater than, this is simply 1 minus P of the Z score. Okay. And pag in between, and in between, so that would be P of Z2 minus P of Z1. Ayan. So, yan yung susundan natin, guys. Yan. So, in this case, ang sabi daw dito is less than tayo, right? So, ano daw yung probability that the given battery will last less than 2.3? So, kailangan natin is P ng, anong Z natin? 2.3. P of 2.3. So, in other words, guys, no, yung hinahanap or pinapasolve sa atin, hence, natin, yung probability na yung x natin normally distributed less than 2.3. This is simply equal sa P of, ano yung Z niyan? Negative 1.4. Sir, paano makukuha yung P, no? So sa calculator natin, we can get this one via mode 3.1 and then AC and then shift 1.5. 151. Okay? So, bali, mode 3.1 AC, shift 151, and name P. Lagay nyo lang yung negative 1.4. So, we're going to get, ano magiging result? We have 0 point. Okay, 0.81. 0.081. Option C is the answer. Okay? So, naiintindihan guys? Gets naman? Yes. So, let's have another one guys. Okay. The mean weight of 500 male students at a certain college is 150 and the standard deviation is 10. So assuming that the weights are normally distributed, find how many students weigh between 119.5 and 155.5. Okay? So what will be the solution? Solve po natin. So again, this is normally distributed. Ayan, di ba? Normal distribution siya. So pag normal distribution, in this case, ang pinapahanap sa atin is ano daw yung probability. A number of students ang hinahanap actually, pero probability muna yung hanapin natin. Okay, weigh between 119.5 and 155.5. Okay? So we have the 1, okay, 119.5 is less than or equal sa x is less than or equal sa 155.5. 155.5. Okay? Yeah. We're being asked to solve for this probability. So if that's the case, guys, we need to solve for the z-score of 119.5 first. So anong formula nun? 119.5 minus the mean. Ano yung mean natin, guys? 150. Okay? And the standard deviation is 10. So divide by 10. Ayan. So 119.5 minus 150 over 10. So we're going to get negative 3.05. Ganun din yung isa, guys. Kunin lang natin yung z-score ni, in this case, 155.5. So that is 155.5 minus 150. Okay, divide by 10. So we have 0.55. Okay? Okay, no? So, ngayon guys, based dito sa table natin kanina, since ang kailangan natin ay in between, right? So, ang gagamitin natin ay P of Z2 minus P of Z1. So, ito yung dalawang Z natin, right? So, this is the Z1 because this is the lower one and this is the Z2. Okay? So, basically, yung probability, so hence, so yung probability na yung X natin is between 119.5 and 155.5 is equal sa P of, okay, P of 0.55 minus P of negative 3.05. Okay? Yan. So, doon nyo lang kunin sa mode 3.1 AC yan, yung ginawa natin kanina. Mode 3.1 AC, shift 155. So, yeah. So, we're going to get the probability to be equal to, okay, 0.7077 approximately. Ngayon, ang question is hindi naman yung probability but rather how many students, no? How many students daw, no, yung magfo-fall under that range of weight. Okay? So, to do that, you just need to multiply the total with the probability. Okay? Kasi kung 500 yung total, okay, multiply lang natin doon sa probability natin kanina na 0.7077. Okay? So, yung number of students, no, in this case would be, yan, 353.85. And of course, we're not going to report na may decimal, so round up tayo. We have that 354. Okay, so round up tayo, guys. Okay? So, kung naunawaan po, na-gets naman? Okay. All right. So, let's have this one, problem number 19. So, the time at which a certain bus is late is uniformly distributed between 2 and 10 minutes. So, how long can you expect to wait and with what standard deviation? So, in this particular problem, this is uniformly distributed. Magkaiba yun, ha? So, this is uniformly distributed. This is uniform distribution. Okay? So, uniformly distributed daw according sa question. So, ano ang difference ng uniform distribution sa normal distribution? They are both continuous probability distributions. Pero pag uniform distribution, okay, ang sabi rito guys is that uh, our value, okay, so sabi daw yung time of arrival of the bus, so let's say T sub A, or yeah, T sub A daw, time of arrival ng, hindi pala, late pala. So, yung bus na, in time na malate yung bus, T sub L, okay, is an element or is in between, okay, 2 to 10 ba? 10 minutes, sorry. So, 2 to 10 minutes. Yan. So, usually, that's how we write, no? The uniform distribution. So, in other words, yung time down natin is an element, any element, no, between 2 to 10. So, it's in between 2 to 10. Okay? So, ngayon class, usually, no, para ma-visualize natin yung ating random variable here, so let's say guys na instead of TL, we'll just change this with X, no? So let's say the random variable is X, para X na lang siya dito. Yung X natin, yung time na na-late siya, no? And this is the f of X. So how to visualize it? No? So kunin lang natin yung, ito yung 2 minutes, ito yung 10 minutes. Okay? And this is the graph. Yan, medyo hindi lang pantay, no? Ayusin ko lang. Yan. Okay? So, yan yung plot natin, guys. So, sabi ko nga, di ba, probability distribution can also be, probability density function can also be plotted. Yan. So, ito yung no, time of, the time na malilate yung bus natin. It's between 2 to 10. Okay? So, alam natin guys na for the probability distribution to be valid, so dapat yung integral niya ay equal sa 1 Pero in terms ng graph, the area should be equal sa 1. So we can solve for this h actually. Okay? We can solve for this h actually. So how do we solve this one? So alam natin na yung area natin should be equal sa 1 for this probability density function to be valid. So yung area ng rectangle ay base times height. So yung base natin ay 10 minus 2. Yung height natin ay h, it should be equal sa 1. So yung value ng h natin therefore is 1/8. So actually, ito na yung value ng f of x natin. No? So ito na yung gagamitin nating value ng ating f of x. Because as we can see here, yan, bali f of x natin, okay, is equal sa 1/8, okay, from 2 hanggang 10. And it is 0 otherwise. Okay? Ang hinahanap kasi sa atin dito is how long can you expect? So expectation yung hinahanap, no? Expect to wait. So, ibig sabihin dito is expectation. So, ano yung formula ng expectation natin? Expected value. So, yung e of x natin, this is simply equal sa integral, okay, ng x, f of x, okay, dx. So, in this case is integral, x, ang f of x natin is 1/8 dx. Ano limits natin? 2 to 10. Okay? So, kunin lang natin yan. So, integral ng yan, x times 1/8, 2 to 10. Okay, so we have the 6. So 6 minutes, no? Yung ating expectation. We have the 6 minutes. Okay, guys? Now, for the standard deviation, kunin lang natin yung variance then get the square root. Okay? So for the standard deviation, just get the variance and then the square root. So variance first, no? So let's calculate for the variance first. So how to calculate for the variance? So variance of x muna tayo, guys. So variance of x, so this is equal sa integral. Okay. Kasi 'di ba, sige, sulat ko muna yung formula. So that is e of x square minus e of x whole square, no? In this case. So we have integral, okay, x square. Ang f of x natin is 1/8 lang siya, no? Okay, dx minus 6 square. Limits natin is from 2 to 10. Okay. However, variance pa lang yun. Ang kailangan natin ay yung standard deviation. So yung standard deviation natin is simply equal sa square root ng whatever yung mag appear sa variance of x. Okay? Yes. So try natin, guys. So integral ng x square. Okay, so 16/3. 16/3 yung lalabas dito, guys. So bale, this one, what will appear here is 16/3. Okay, so this 16/3, guys. Putting nyo lang square root. We have 4 over root of 3. Okay? Or approximately, ayan, no? 2.31 minutes. So therefore, our answer ay 6 at 2.31. So option C, no, is the answer. Okay, guys? Yes, yes. Okay. Sige. Right. Medyo ayusin ko lang, guys, no? Okay, yan. Alright? Yes, yes. Yan. Nice ka ba? Maganda tingnan. Okay. So, yeah. Yes, yes. Okay. So, let's have this one. So, this is the last question of this video. So, question number 20. So, the lifetime of a television set will last an average for 8 years. Average of 8 years. So, using an exponential density function, what is the probability that it will be between 8 to 12 years? So, para siyang Poisson, no? So it's similar to a Poisson variable pero used in a continuous process. Kasi 'di ba yung Poisson random variable actually, okay, it's an average per time interval. Pero pag discrete yung time interval, ayun yung Poisson distribution. Pero ito guys, it is a Poisson event, okay? May average siya, pero it is used in a continuous manner. Paano malalaman na continuous siya? So ito yung given, exponential density function yung tawag. Okay? So exponential density function. Okay? So dapat naka-mention no sa question na naka-exponential density function siya so that will not use the approach for the Poisson but rather will use the exponential no density function. Okay? So how are we going to solve this? So for the exponential density function, meron lang tayong formula similar to Poisson. Okay? Yung ating probability density function is given as 1 over lambda e raised to negative lambda over, x over lambda. Okay? Yeah. So, ito yung formula. So, kung hinahanap natin yung probability, okay, na yung x natin is between 8 to 12. Okay? So it's just simply integral 1 over lambda. So we have 1 over 8. Kasi yung average daw in this question is 8 years. Okay? E raised to negative x over 8. Okay, dx. From, ano daw guys? 8 to 12. So ganun lang guys, no? Simple lang. Okay, so bali 1 over 8 e raised to negative x over 8 from 8 to 12. And we have, okay, 0 point, yan, 1447, or in terms ng percentage, we have 14.47%. 14.47%. So the answer is option D. And option D is the answer. Okay? Yes, yes. All right. So actually that ends our discussion okay for today. All right? So thank you guys and bye.